Look at that. Hey guys, Ajay here back with another one for you. So guys, the following clip is from one of my live streams. Guys, I go live Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So guys, come and join the lives. We laugh, we cry, we laugh until we cry. And before we get into this clip, guys, like, subscribe, drop a comment. I have a second channel called 50304s. Go and check that out. And hit that join button because it really helps the channel out. And let's get into this. So we have a question here from Cat Wags, longtime supporter of the channel. And another a woman who has supported me, who has her head on straight. You know what I'm saying? She says, do you recommend an alternative to legal marriage, or just leaving women alone entirely?
For me, I mean, I'm not in the advice business for a lot of guys, but I appreciate the great question. And I answered it in my own life, was to live with my wife. She is not my legal wife. I won't get legally married again. I learned from my mistakes. Don't get legally married. So we just left the state out of the arrangement, and we've been together 24 years now. And neither one of us are planning on going anywhere. It's a good, stable, solid relationship, and I didn't need the state involved.
Yeah,
and I tell men all the time that if she insists on involving the state, that is telling you directly, I insist on putting your neck on the chopping block as a condition to be with me.
Wow. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So if you want to leave women alone, fine. If you want to be with a woman, fine. The only thing I suggest, don't bring the state into the equation. And by the way, there's not a jurisdiction in the United States where you can't do this legally. Even in the most liberal states with the most crazy divorce policies, if you intend to not be legally married, you don't have to be. Every jurisdiction, this requirement by churches and by society, you got to make it legal, you got to put a ring on it. No, I ditched the ring too. I never bought her a ring, and I never will. There's going to be no symbology that I'm owned. And I don't want the state anywhere near my bedroom. And it's worked out really well.
This leads us back to those TradCons, though, because they push this more than anyone else. They're the every kiss begins with K goofballs. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Anyone else. And they have a Bible and the wings of righteousness they think they're soaring over all of us with. And it's an absolute joke.
I brought this up on the talk I had with Jeff, I believe, the same thing. Charlie Kirk, and look, don't get me wrong, I admire a lot about Charlie Kirk, but he was a big simp. Total simp.
Yes.
He was out there telling guys, man, until she's on Easy Street, you don't get a thing. You don't get a dime for yourself. You don't get anything. Man, what a self-debasing philosophy about connecting with another human being. Absolutely sick.
And it plays right into all, like I said, the corporations, the politicians, the churches, just redistributing wealth from the rest of us men to themselves. I know that I don't have you for much longer, but really quick, if you could give, and I know that you said you don't give advice, right? I know, but I noticed there's two kind of places. Can you give advice for these men that are in their late 20s, right? These are guys that have just graduated from law school, medical school, they're electricians, and they started their own business. The guys in their late 20s who get that first big money raise, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're making decent money. What advice do you have for those guys? Because that's when a lot of guys go wrong. They either marry some skank, or they knock some broad up, or I don't know what, but that 27 to about 31, what advice do you have for those guys?
Well, I will give advice on that, honestly, because it's generic. I'm talking to that whole age demographic. Is one, don't let your early success and go to your head and start thinking it means more than it does. Your life is a lot longer than that. You have money to worry about down the road. Doesn't matter how well you're doing now. And if you screw it up by getting tangled up with the state in a contract with a woman, you're literally setting it up to lose half of everything, and probably more than that. I don't recommend getting married at this time. The best advice I can give to men in that age group is to build your empire, enjoy women if you want to, but do not make yourself a wallet in a woman's life.
Let's
If
go.
that is horrible way to approach this, and any woman worth her salt will not want you to make yourself her wallet, and that rules out a whole lot of women. So, but don't let the fear of that stop you. I dropped maybe 25 women in a row, or they dropped me by telling them that if I had $100 million, I wouldn't finance your life. And sure enough, that ran a bunch of them off.
Ran them off.
But eventually,
time.
I met one that it didn't run off, who actually understood, who was raised by a good father and had a strong work ethic, and understood that she had to bring something to the table. But I never would have got there if I would have just taken based on looks. And a lot of these women I ran off, some of them were fine as they could be. But if I had based my intentions with them on their looks, I wouldn't be here doing what I'm doing. I would have ended up destroying myself again.
Yeah. Wow. Do you have time for one more?
Yeah,
one more.
Sure do.
So I think that your analytics and mine are the same. There's a lot of guys out there who are in there, I want to say older millennials to Gen X, the whole space of Gen X. Guys 38 to 55 divorced. Just newly divorced. I had a live stream a week and a half ago. So a guy called in. He just got cooked and divorced. What advice do you have for a guy who, got took? He's in his parents' basement on a futon because his house is gone. He can't see his kids. And now he's turned on and he sees your channel, my channel, and he realizes, what advice do you have for that middle-aged guy?
That's even easier advice to give than it is for the younger age group. One, the first piece of advice is own your mistakes. If you're sitting there playing this video in your head over and over again, look at what she did. Why did she do this? Why did she do that? Look, you picked her. You got to own that. And now you've been cleaned out. So my advice in that case, stock up on ramen, on mac and cheese dinners, and roll up your sleeves and get back to work of putting your life back together.
Let's go. Yeah.
Without
good advice. Yeah.
Without planning on, because look, I've talked to plenty of guys that got wiped out in a divorce, and within a year they were engaged to marry somebody else. It's like, so this isn't, just soft pedal the device. Men have this romantic fantasy that they're not complete unless they have this adoring woman who's with them all the time. And look, you need to stay alone until you figure out you're in good company. And you need to take care of your life to the extent that you actually are willing to protect it, even from a woman that you pair bond with. That means no state contract. No, I'll get married, but I'll have a strong prenup. Then they throw them out like toilet paper. Don't go that direction at all. Don't invite the state to come back in and rob you again. It's real common sense. The state was the one that did all this on behalf of your ex. Yes. Took your children away, took your money away, took your home away. Don't do that again. It's like trying to talk to men about this sometimes is so frustrating, because they have this model in their head that this is just what they're supposed to do. Well, guess what? It's 2026. We have new information. We have a new world. This is not 1956 anymore or 1946. Start waking up and realize the world that you're living in and act accordingly. And then don't turn around and say, oh, I trusted her, but she screwed me over. No, you didn't trust yourself. And so I'm a big believer in no victims, just volunteers. You're in trouble with a woman, it goes back to your decisions you made to pair bond with her, regardless of how wrong she was. I know the allegations are false. A lot of guys get lied about. I know the courts are unfair. I get all that. I'm not saying that you created all that or that you volunteered for the elements of our court system and society that are evil. But you see this evil going on around you every day. And if your decision is, I'm going to go participate in that, man, just don't do it. Take responsibility for protecting your own life. And if it means you're alone, then it means you're alone.
Yeah.
I love my wife. I wouldn't want to be with anybody else, but I wake up every day prepared to go it alone if things go south. I
Yeah.
don't,
Wow.
uh,
Yeah.
and
Well,
she knows that, and I'm fine. I mean, she's fine with it. Guess what? We have a mutually respectful relationship. So I'm just saying there's ways to do this that are better than the Hollywood script circa 1950. Men need to start waking up and going for it.
there's one thing that I heard, and I'll leave it here too, guys. If you're getting divorced, guys, that woman is your enemy now.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. You're He-Man, she's Skeletor. You're Optimus Prime, she's Megatron. Okay. You're Batman, she's the Joker. Guys, I just don't want her to. No, the moment she
Yeah.
filed those papers, guys, I'm talking, this is the battle of the song. I'm serious, guys. This is not a game here. So many guys, they capitulate to all these crazy demands and let their ex lie and take and take and take. You guys, it's war. You need to see her as the enemy. All the men that I know who won and divorced, they took on an adversarial position the moment that divorce started. The moment it started.
And look at all the men. I tell you, the very frustrating thing is how many men I've talked to that are going through divorce and they come up with this idiotic line. Well, if I'm accommodating and fair to her, she'll return that and be fair to me. No, she won't. She will not. She will take what you give her and then take more, because that's what the system is lined up to do. This whole mentality, this is why men get flattened in divorce so many times. They also think, well, I've got the truth on my side. I'll go into that family court and tell the truth and the judge will rule in my favor. No, he won't.
Yeah, he won't.
He will crush you and laugh while he's doing it. You got to understand what you're up against, but your worst enemy in almost every case is going to be the man himself, not willing to practice self-care, self-protection. And I agree with you entirely, AJ. If you're in a divorce with somebody and you're not smart enough to regard them as an enemy, then please don't blame them for what they do.